What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of The Cinco, where three fuckers get together and talk about five things that you care about, but nobody else wants to talk to you about it, but we will. So, welcome to The Cinco, guys, a top five where we try to think about, again, we don't feel like it's the best. We just think it's our five favorite. And today's topic is bread. And no, we're not talking about money because kids don't call it that anymore. We're talking about actual bread. Maybe when we were like 25 years younger, we would be talking about money. But now our asses care about bread. That's what we care about. What's up, Steve?
Would they get the context clues if we were talking about that?
Yeah, like if I told the kids, man, we're talking about some bread, some cheddar. They might like
You think they would figure out what we're talking about?
No, they would think I'm building a sandwich, bro. That's what they would think about. All right, off the top of your head, the most ridiculous thing you ever heard money get called? What was your slang for money? Nothing, gentlemen. I gave you cheddar. I gave you bread.
Moolah?
No.
Moolah?
Yeah.
Ooh, moolahs. Greenbacks.
Moolah.
Greenbacks. One of my favorite rappers ever called the dead presidents.
Yeah.
What?
Dead presidents was one.
Well, there was a whole movie about that.
Yeah. Oh, good call, Stevens. Long and forgotten. Way too long of a good movie by the Hughes brothers. Not great,
I haven't forgot that movie,
but good. That movie's so long. I rewatched it recently. It's like almost 3 hours. It's their epic. Like it's so ridiculously long. Because I don't know if you remember, there's like a whole movie about them in Vietnam, and then there's a whole movie about them robbing the bank, squished together into one movie.
How long is that first part? Like a movie? Like an hour?
A short film. like it is a short
wow.
film. Like, yes. Then they come back to Philly. I can't remember exactly where. And then they get into the whole running into the like wanting to like need to make money. And then you see them struggle and then they start robbing. So it's like this whole thing. Yeah, it's a long movie. I just remember I was pleasantly like I was not expecting that. And then I was like, oh yeah. Like, all I remember is the white faces, right? The paint, the burglar thing, like, but then all that other stuff happened or whatever, right? But it's crazy. Hey, that was the longest intro ever, bro. Hey, Enrique, say hi.
Hello.
What's up, Stevens?
Hello. Do we have a sponsor today?
And remember, my name's Ivan. This show's brought to you by Pier 1 Imports. Do you want to buy shit for your house that's way too expensive? Pier 1 Imports. Remember that shit?
Pier 1 Imports was awesome. I love Pier 1.
I like Pier 1 too.
Bro. But did you buy anything in Pier 1 Imports?
A couple times, yeah.
You bought a fucking coaster because that's all you could afford.
I might.
Like, what did you buy?
I might still have some stuff on Pier 1 in my house as we speak.
You bought it when it was going out of business. Don't say
yes.
Out of me and tell me.
No. I bought it a long time ago, and it was probably like a planter that goes in the house, and you put all the fake like plant looking stuff. I think I still have it. I think it's still out there. So I bought it. I mean, I won't lie. I did buy a couple things that were going on sale, or the new. They got to bring in the new stuff, so on clearance.
Yeah.
But we used to love going to Pier 1.
They were like the opposite of IKEA. They were small. They were very niche. Like it didn't have a lot, but it was effing expensive. Like
everything was.
Everything, bro. Everything in that place was expensive. It was wild. And I think at one time we had like 3 open in Bakersfield. Like it was
3
and at a while. Yes, we had the one on the east side. Then we had the one in Rosedale, and didn't we have another one somewhere on the west side? Or was it just?
I just knew about those 2.
Yeah.
Did we have another one?
Why do we have a Pier 1 Imports on the east side? Like who the fuck was shopping for Pier 1 Imports on the east side?
It was not Mount Vernon on the other one. What was it on the?
Yeah, Mount Vernon. No, it was Mount Vernon.
It's the country club people over there.
Oh, you're right.
They've got people over there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, Pier 1 Imports, guys. The chairs were so uncomfortable, but you couldn't wait to buy them. It was wild.
I bought a chair. I bought a chair from Pier 1 once. I did.
Like a living room chair?
It was decoration.
You didn't even sit. No, you don't sit on that chair. You don't sit on that chair. That's just for looking. That's not a sitting chair. That's a looking chair right there.
Yeah.
The formal living room
All right.
chair.
There you go. There you go. All right, guys. So today, before we get into our list of bread, moolah, greenbacks, dead presidents, we are actually wanting to bring back something that we were going to start talking about, but we couldn't have because we didn't have the time. Enrique, we were telling him, or at least I was expressing, I think Stevens was agreeing with me, that we can all agree that for the last few years, Marvel, basically after Endgame, it's been kind of rough for Marvel. I think people are expecting Endgame again, and it's like hard to recreate that, right? They've had a few things along the way that I enjoyed. Guardians 3 was awesome to me. I enjoyed Captain and Falcon. I thought that was really, really cool. There's been things along the way, but that consistent where you felt like they were making hit after hit has been gone. And recently, they've gotten some really bad lows. On the point of we're recording this, and I know it's not straight Marvel because it's Sony or whatever, blah blah, but they're expecting Craven to do horrible, like horrible.
Well,
They're
no
saying
one
it's gonna
went
be
to
worse than
see
that.
it. No one went to see it at the Comic-Con in Brazil.
Bro,
Like,
they were giving out tickets for free, dog.
The room was empty. Yeah, the room was empty. No one went to see
nobody went
it.
in there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure there's a handful
Yeah,
of people or
yeah,
whatever, but
I
like,
get you, but
like empty rows, right? They were just talking about like literally empty rows throughout. But they focus on these
And-
random heroes that nobody knows.
but no, Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yeah.
nobody knew.
I get you, but they're
You know what I mean?
doing they're trying to tie it into their Spider-Man, and it's why tie it in? It's not that. There's no you're doing Spider-Man villains with no Spider-Man in it.
Yeah, no, and I agree. I get that. I do agree with you that I think there's a science to bringing in characters that people don't know about, but you better surround it with some other stuff that people know about. And I just think right now it seems like Marvel's just pumped. Like Madame Web. Have you guys even watched that?
Mm-mm.
I heard it was hot garbage. Like people said that the last Venom movie, like,
Did it not do well either?
No, you know what I mean. But like I don't know. I barely watched. I think the first Venom. I don't know. It's one of those things where like how do you mess up Venom, right? That's like a money making machine. You think when you think of Spider-Man, but they figured out a way and stuff like that. So that being said, though, they made some announcements recently, and I also have you and at all Enrique seen the trailer to the new Captain America movie?
No, I haven't.
Watch it. I think that will get you excited. It has a lot of the things that again for nerds like me, I'm like ooh, but I think even if you're not, you can kind of get excited. Number one, it has Isaiah Washington in it, which one of my favorite Captain America stories. And if y'all don't know, Batman is my favorite superhero of all time. But when it comes to Marvel, for some reason, Captain America, I just enjoyed the hell out of him. That's probably my favorite Marvel hero. But one of the coolest stories that Abarca ever got me on was Red, White, and Black. And it's where they tested all the super soldier serum on black people first. And they actually created a black Captain America before like Rogers got it. And like it's a cool story. He goes back and finds out the truth and he can't believe it. And the guy's name was Isaiah Washington. They brought him up a little bit in that Captain and Bucky story, the Winter Soldier story, but he seems
Is
to
that
be
where the part where they go into the neighborhood and it's the old man?
Yep. That's Isaiah Washington. So for me, I was like, oh shit. Now, you know,
That's
and
cool.
his shield instead of being a circle was more of I don't know what is that shape? Stevens like a sheriff badge. Like you know what I mean?
Like a stop sign?
Yeah.
No. It's more like I'd have to show you guys, but it's not a circle. He had a different shield. Like it was cool. The whole thing was cool. But he seems to be in it. We got Falcon again, his sidekick, which I think his name is Talon, if I'm not mistaken, which is in there. And then we have freaking the grumpiest man of all time, Indiana Jones. Han Solo himself is a president, and he turns into the Red Hulk. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's the least guy that I thought would want to act in the Marvel movie and then actually be a Hulk. Like, it looks freaking cool, bro. So check it out. That's like the first thing that I was like, yo, yes. But they announced a bunch of other things. So, Stevens, do you have some of those things that they've announced here recently coming up for the next like 2 years, right?
Oh, I don't know if I have 2 years worth, but they've got a lot just coming in 2025. So Captain America in February. That one's on right now.
Captain America what?
Brave New World.
Okay.
And then they're actually on January 29th on Disney Plus is the animated Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Oh, I heard about this. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's actually the first thing coming in the new year. They've got Daredevil Born Again, which there's been a lot of buzz and hype
Who's playing
around that
Daredevil?
in the
Charlie Cox, baby, they're bringing him back.
Yeah, it's same.
Mm-hmm. Netflix.
The Netflix one, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think Kingpin's supposed to be in it, right?
Whoa. Is he dead? Is he alive?
Well, I don't know. I think they'll tie Echo. I think they'll tie Echo to that.
Us, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Which actually, Echo is one of the things that I did enjoy of the stuff that's recently come out. I thought she was badass. I thought that was really cool. But okay, so I like Daredevil coming. Yeah.
Yep, Daredevil. That's in March, and then in May is Thunderbolts. Which I imagine we'll start seeing once we see Captain America. Because I think it's probably going to tie right to that, right?
Yeah. And Thunderbolts, best way to describe that, Enrique, is like Marvel Suicide Squad. Not as campy, maybe, but like the bad good guys. I don't know if that makes any sense. Or the good bad guys. I don't know which way to put it, but yeah.
The ones all on the floating island jail thing.
Yeah. Including my personal favorite, West Coast Avengers leader, U.S. Agent. Which, yeah, West Coast Avengers, bro. I was so California that I would read the West Coast Avengers, bro, when I was young, just because they were the West Coast Avengers, bro.
As you should. This is why we're friends.
Bro, with the stunning team of U.S. Agent, Hawkeye, I think Wonder Man? Yeah, there's a Wonder Man.
Yes. Yeah.
Wonder
and a whole
Man.
other shit tart of black characters that nobody cared about. But what else we got coming, Steven?
In June, so right after that is Ironheart. So that is I don't know. I'm not sure what we're gonna see about that. You know Ironheart. It's Kiki.
I do.
Yeah. The girl that in Black Panther 2 makes the suit.
Yeah.
Makes the Iron Man suit. That
Tony Stark, the techie teen. Yeah.
Not the sister, but the girl that makes the suit, and she had the muscle car, I think, right? Am I remembering that right?
Did she have a muscle car? I don't remember that part, but
or was it a motorcycle? Maybe it was a motorcycle. But you don't remember you watched Black Panther 2, right, Enrique? Right,
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Where we were the heroes in the movie.
Yes.
Remember Siri goes to college and goes into that girl's room that was doing the homework for everybody?
Oh, Riri, not Kiki.
Riri. There she go. And she made her own suit.
Yeah.
And basically it's an Iron Man suit, kind of. So she's gonna have her own movie. Which in the comics she becomes an Iron Man, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken. So that's pretty cool. Ironheart, very cool.
So Ironheart's coming. That one's female led. Who knows how it's gonna do? Because we've seen that before. You men don't like the lady movies.
Hey, whoa, first off, one of my favorite things that's come out in this shit tart of things they produce has been freaking Miss Marvel. All female led.
Miss Marvel.
Me and my daughter, my son, we watched that. I think my wife didn't join us for that one, but we watched it. It was fun. It was hilarious. It was cool. Her powers just worked on. I thought it was dope. But I'll be honest with you, they have done other things where you're like, bro, really? Like, and again, I don't. They'll like it if it's good, bro. I just think they will. That one, it might have to be great. And I see what you're saying, right? Well, they won't accept it being good. It would have to be great.
Yeah.
Right? That's the sadness of it or whatever. But anyway.
Yeah, because Captain Marvel was good. After Ironheart is Fantastic Four, First Steps. You're not excited for Pedro Pascal?
Okay, look, I'm gonna watch anything with a Latino in it. You guys know that, even if it's a fake Latino, I'm in. But I don't know why Fantastic Four never hit with me. They were the Superman of Marvel for me. Like, I know people love them. I know people are excited about them. I get it. I get the and I'm gonna watch it, right? Like, duh. Well, maybe not in the theater, but I'll watch it when it comes out or whatever, right? But like, I don't know. I don't know what I mean. I don't know what. Maybe the movie will make me like them. But in the comics, man, I like the new Fantastic Four when it was like Spider-Man, Wolverine, Hulk, and I can't remember who the fourth. I can't remember who the fourth was. Those were the only like Fantastic Four comics I would ever buy. I don't know why they didn't like. Like Invisible Girl, that has to be
Mm-hmm.
the wackest freaking power ever. Hold on. I'm gone. Like, what you gonna do? Like, I know where you were at. I can still shoot.
Hey,
like,
she could
what?
pick up the frying pan and get you now because you don't know where she's at.
I see the frying pan, Stevens. I'm doing a kick in the general vicinity of a frying pan and probably get
You,
it done. Like,
that's not how
I'm
it
not
works.
worried about it. It's okay. All right, Fantastic Four, but I understand is a big deal for a lot of people. Like a lot of people
Yeah.
talk about it, like they're excited.
I'm curious to see, like, the pictures they've put out look kind of cool because they look like 60s. Like, it looks like the era when it was created, which looks kind of cool. So it's a retro type, like, feel to it is what I'm getting. So once we get some footage, I think that might be interesting. We'll have to see where it goes. After that, though, is Eyes of Wakanda, which I think is a show, right? Is that one show or is that a movie? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Show. Mm-hmm.
So that one will be cool. I hope.
I'm Black Panther got me, bro. I don't care what they do. I'm down. Like I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down for that for sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. After that is Marvel Zombies.
I've read that all the way through. Dope.
Coming out of What If, I suppose, right? Like.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then December next year is Wonder Man,
which looks cool. I don't know what it is yet. But
I'm wondering if it's his origin story, so to speak, after they do Thunderbolts, right?
But he's like, in the clip, he's like trying out for a show called Wonder Man. Like, have you seen it? Like, I'm here for the part of Wonder Man, and he's kind of shuffling through some papers. So I don't know. I don't know what that means. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
Like, it shows him, and he's kind of going. He's like, I'm here for the part of Wonder Man. Like, yeah, just read, go. And then Wonder Man, and then I'm like, what's happening there? I don't know. So you just named about what 6, 7 things in a calendar year?
Yeah,
like,
that's all next.
With some of those being movies.
And then and then in May the following year is Avengers Doomsday. So like they're leading up to that, right? They've got to be leading up to that story. And then they just announced that Chris Evans is in that again, or not again, I should say, but he's back as an Avenger type. And who was the other one? They just put someone else.
Captain America. Who? Scarlet.
Oh, no, shoot.
She's allegedly dead, right?
No. Yeah. Shoot. No, but they are doing a Hawkeye season 2. Let me see who it was.
Young Avengers is somewhere coming too.
Hawkeye was fun. I had fun with that show.
I enjoyed that. I love the dynamic of him and his daughter. Oh, not the daughter, but the younger person, the younger character, and then also what's her name being in it from from Black Widow, his sister. She's awesome.
Oh yeah,
Florence. Florence Pugh. She was freaking cool, man. So, and I love the whole. That's all that stuff works for me. But yeah, man, that's like a year and a half of just like big. Like I don't.
Yeah.
And
it takes time to build up story, no? Like.
Yes, 110%. But do you think, and you and everybody knows it's out there, we're not breaking anything here or whatever, and allegedly. But do you think the stuff that happened with the actor, with Jonathan Majors, they had to pivot? Because it seemed like Kang was going to be the next big bad. And Stevens knows this more than even me, because you went through most of Loki and everything.
Yeah.
Right? And even Ant-Man, that garbage Ant-Man was he was the guy. Like, Kang was the guy.
They were building him to be the guy. I just
wonder if they had a pivot, and this is a pivot. Like, we're bringing back, RDJ. We're going with Doomsday.
We're forking out cash to him, Chris Evans.
This is a lot of stuff. You don't think all this was already in development? Like this already in the plans?
Maybe Dr. Doom is a bad for Fantastic Four, but maybe
I think so.
Dr. Doom is a bad for Marvel. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he went from being the bad in the Black Panther movie to being the bad of the Avengers of everybody.
Yeah.
Maybe because at the minimum, there was no end to Kang. At least we haven't seen it yet. He just went away. You know what I mean? Like, he just, similar when he was running away from that lady in the video, he just went away. Like, he was gone. So that to me means that probably because there was no, unless I missed it in one of the, because I didn't watch, like I said, all of Loki. I didn't watch the which one right now. Is there any? Do they kind of
Oh no,
name
that has
even?
nothing to do with that. Has nothing to do with him.
Also, it's not
It's
even.
all
Yeah.
Agatha and
So
Wanda, I
then
guess.
that's what I'm saying. I wonder if
Um,
they had a pivot.
I think part of it is that, but then I don't know because you have to have some of it laid out.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what happened to
Mm-hmm.
Blade because Blade's getting postponed and postponed and postponed. They're having a
Dang,
lot of
yeah, I was
trouble with
excited
that
about
one.
that.
And then I looked up to see if there was another announcement, but it wasn't. I guess it was just Chris Evans. But I thought I had seen something along with that. But those are two big bads in that Avengers movie. And I think this is Disney saying, or Marvel saying, hey, we might have had some mess ups there, but here you go. It's the people you love. They're back. Right?
Hey, sometimes you gotta play the hits, bro. Sometimes you
Yeah.
go see people in concert, just play the hits, dog. Like, I like your new album, but you can play the hits, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, every once in a while, and then you sprinkle a new song in there, and you're like, I don't know this song. Oh, it's from the new album. Oh, okay, cool. Like, and then you better hit that. You better give me that hit. Like, you better play that number one jam that you had or whatever. And I think it has to be like a healthy balance, right? For every Thunderbolt, you better make sure you put in like a Fantastic Four, even though that's not a hit, but it's a hit of Marvel. It's one of their biggest teams. You know what I mean? So, any of that stuff excite you, Enrique? Anything you like? Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested in mostly all of it. I think I was just kind of overwhelmed with everything, and it was getting hard to keep up, I think. And if I missed a show or a movie, it kept me from watching the stuff that came after. So then I just got caught in that hole, and then I just gave up. Eventually, I just gave up, and I would just miss out on everything. Like, I can't remember. I'm trying to think what's the last thing that I actually watched, and it was probably
Okay.
no, it was a movie. Well, I don't know what came. Well, it was a movie that came out before that, but I hadn't watched it. It was the Black Widow movie. You remember us talking about it?
That's the person I told you right now. A lot of those people are in Thunderbolts, and the dad, like the dad and the sister, those are going to be part of the Thunderbolts team. So that'll be cool because you'll know that, right?
Yeah.
Going in.
Well, I mean, by the time I watch the other stuff, I'm not gonna know. I'm really bad about keeping up with, oh, this is that person from that movie, blah blah blah. I'm just because I don't have the history of reading the comic books growing up. It's hard for me to remember everything, and then when I watch the other stuff, now when hearing you guys that know more about it talk about it, it's cool. It's awesome. It sounds really fun to see all these characters and how they are involved in different movies and this and that, and they pop up here and they come out there and they talk about them here, and you know what I mean. That's dope. I love that they're able to do that. For me, I miss a lot of it just because I just don't. It's hard to keep up for as a novice.
Well, and there was stuff coming out like every month, so like for a while, right?
So
that's hard to keep up with.
It got overwhelming with the movies and then all the Disney Plus shows.
Yeah.
So, but they've given us. It seems like they've given us a break. I mean, some stuff has come out, I'm sure, but
yeah, exactly. But I think they're just kind of pushing everything they have done out. And there's a few things in there that are cool. Like, I love the what if stuff, but that was one of my favorite comics to read even when I was growing up.
Yeah.
So I love that stuff. There was Echo. There was some stuff like Agatha. You talked about that, Stevens. You thought that was awesome. So I know there's stuff out there that like people enjoy, but you're right. It felt like nothing big has been out in a almost big. What, Endgame? Like, you know what I mean? So maybe they're like, okay, let's take a little bit of break. And then we can
Spider-Man, the Spider-Man movies, right? I feel like those were probably one of the last big things.
Yeah, good call.
But I mean, do you guys think that part of all this has been Marvel maybe thinking they needed to pivot from all the hit, which it sounds stupid, right? But it almost seems like they wanted to move away from, the Chris Evanses, all these actors that we grew up to love, and all these characters, and a lot of the characters kind of hit the end, where they had to move on from them, but then they realized like, oh no, people people aren't ready for this. It seems like people still want to see these characters in movies, and then now they're having to pivot and try to bring them back and as different characters, because it seems like I'm drawing a blank on his name. I'm sorry.
Robert Downey
Iron
Jr.
Man. Yeah.
Robert Downey
It
Jr.
seems like with him, they're like, okay, dude, like let's move on. You know, we broke the bank with you plenty of times, and then now your character is done, and so we're gonna do this, and then people are like, man, like we like that guy. They had some movies not do so good, and so like, dude, we got to bring him back. And I don't feel like that was the original plan to have him play that character.
I don't think Doom was written for him, right? Kind of a thing. Oh, I wouldn't think so.
Right? I mean, who knows? I mean, we don't know that for sure, but I mean, I would put money on that it wasn't.
What do you think, Stevens? Because I don't necessarily know if that's the case.
I don't know. You tell me.
I think they had plans for Doom, but I think they maybe scrapped and rewrote once the King stuff fell through, maybe, or like they had to do different way. And then I think they were like, can we bring Iron Man back? But like, no, because he died. But we are in the multiverse now, so what if Iron Man, alternate Tony Stark becomes evil and is their Doctor Doom, right? Not that he's Doom, but because he could still be Tony Stark, but now he's Doom in that universe, right?
So is that the play?
So maybe
is that what we're? Is that the play right now?
That's what everyone is speculating,
right?
Yeah, that's what everyone's speculating, because they're bringing, like, why would he play somebody different? So that's what everyone's thinking, is that he's still Tony Stark, but now he's just going to be evil Tony Stark, right?
I think it's a little bit of column A, column B for me for the other question, because not just Doom, but just the whole getting rid of people. Because for the comic book nerds, you're used to people taking people spots. That's nothing. That's normal for me.
That's why you have 15 Supermans or whatever. Or not Supermans, I guess, but that's one. That's one that's always been, but
especially because he's garbage. I mean, for God's sake, Shaq was Superman for a while. So, anyways, but no, seriously, right?
Robins.
Like,
we'll say Robins.
I think 4 Robins? 5?
Yeah.
I've read through 5 Robins in my long life that I've had, right? So I think, like, for us comic book nerds, we don't care if it's good. But for the mainstream, again, like, I'm thinking, like, you made them fall in love with these characters, right? Like, for somebody who doesn't know Captain America's story, Steve Rogers just worked, right? Chris Evans was cool for that, perfect, right? For all those things. So I think if it was good, you could have made the pivot and go from there. I just think some of the stuff hasn't been, because I haven't even enjoyed some of the stuff. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, am I going to finish the series?
Why?
I just don't know. I just don't know if it could have also been overload. It could have just been, it was too much. And you're like, I just don't have enough for all of this. You know what I mean? Where it was a little more spread out. When we didn't have series, it was just movies, right? You were waiting for the next movie. And, and that takes years. And it could have just been that. And maybe they're like, here, we're going to give you guys a break. You're going to miss it while it's gone. And then we're going to come back and hit you with it. And
it became a job. It became a job to keep up with it. And it wasn't, you weren't looking forward to the entertainment of it. You was just like, I got to watch this.
Yeah. It literally became DC a little bit, where but I also feel that's DC's problem. A lot of it's just not good. Like, you know what I mean? Where you're just like, God damn, this movie's not that good. So I think that, because I think if you put out consistent hit after hit after hit, you're going to still be like, okay, for God's sakes, we make fun of this all the time. People love Drake, and that fool never stops making music. You know what I mean? He always has it. A lot of these guys now don't stop making music, and people love it. So I think if it's good, if people like it, it wouldn't have mattered. But some of that stuff, like, I'm trying to remember some of the show, like, and I know you guys enjoyed some of these, but like going through like WandaVision, I was cool, but it didn't click for me, and I was like, damn it. And and then there's 85, and there's another thing, right? We talked about this. There's 800 million other things to watch.
That's a lot of it.
Like, and you're just like, man. But I've been away for it, and I'm going back and I'm looking at, like, oh, maybe I'll watch WandaVision next, or maybe I'll finish Loki season 2, or maybe I'm gonna try, because I finished Echo. I finished my freaking, well, what if I had finished a while back, but I went back and finished Echo, because now I'm like, okay, I've been away from it. Let me go see what's going on, because you're right. That's another too, Enrique. Like, maybe somebody missed one, and now they're like,
Yeah.
And if you're not a nerd like me, you have no context of where things are coming from.
Yeah, you can't jump in. You can't jump in because we've been trained to know that some these characters get, the Easter eggs throughout all the movies. And so you feel like if you miss one, you're like, well, shit, I can't watch that yet because I haven't watched the other thing. And then, like you mentioned, there's so many other stuff to watch. You may be in the middle of watching something else, and so it just becomes a vicious circle, just like.
I think that's part of the frenzy they made, though, right? Like they made this frenzy. Oh, you got to watch this to watch this to watch this. But if you watch those shows and you know nothing, they're still enjoyable.
No,
that's the thing.
Absolutely, yes.
But no, they've created what you're talking about.
You're not wrong. Way, right? You're not wrong, and then becomes on and then it just like I'm that type of viewer. When I'm watching something, I get more excitement, more enjoyment of something when I'm following along with what they're showing me, the Easter eggs they're giving me. That makes it more fun. So if I know go in knowing that I'm gonna miss that, keeps me from starting it or keeps me from going and watching that. So. But that's more of a when we're talking about that aspect of it, that's more of a me problem. I can acknowledge that, but it still makes it difficult to keep up. So, but because you're right, you watch the stuff, you just consume it. They're fun. They're fun shows. It's entertaining. So if you're not even thinking about the other thing, because some people may watch it like that, they have no idea. They're just watching it just to watch it, and they are fun. But it becomes a different thing. So
it's like a job.
Denzel Washington said he wants to retire doing a Black Panther movie. Bro,
that'd be cool.
Like, make him a Black Panther. I don't even care. Make him the cop from Training Day as a Black Panther. That's all I want. That would be money for me, bro. That would be amazing. But it's a lot of stuff coming, and I think a lot of more stuff. They haven't even said the word mutant yet. That's a whole nother batch of crazy coming, bro. Like, you want to talk about, like I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Avengers was a whack-ass team growing up. Ain't nobody cared about the Avengers. They were hot garbage. They were the B Squad. It was all about the X-Men in my time, and they haven't even been there yet. Well, and I know there's X-Men movies, but I'm talking about, like, these fools putting an X-Men movie out. If I die and I don't see an X-Men movie, I will haunt these fuckers for the rest of their lives because, like, how dare you? You took the fucking B Squad and made them into All-Stars, then make the All-Stars into fucking Hall of Famers because that's what the X-Men are, bro. Like,
so before we move on from this, I wanted one last thing, and we not to go deep into it. What was the deal with Eternals? Because that's one that I never even, because it felt so out of left field that I'm like, what is going on here? Like, I'm not even. That at this point when this came out, I'm far behind anyway, so I wasn't even gonna touch that movie. But I haven't gone back, and I'm not intrigued to go back and watch it. What was the whole deal with this? Because it looked completely different than everything else, with completely unknown characters for me, at least.
No, it's unknown characters for me too, bro. I'll be honest with you on that. I don't really ever remember reading anything with necessarily like those names stuck out to me or anything like that. Look, I will be blatantly honest with you. Even the fact that Salma Hayek was in the movie was enough for me to go and watch this. My son, on the way back from Mexico or on the way to Mexico, one of those trips, he watched it.
Yeah,
Dad, it's actually good, man. And he knows nothing about any of that, and he liked it. And I was like, well, what is it? Like your question, like, what am I doing here? And he was explaining it to me, and I was like what? Like, they fucking created the universe, but they huh? And there's some talk, and correct me if I'm wrong, Stevens, isn't there a thing about like the Eternals, whatever they're called in the movie, the people that create basically everything, that adamantium in this universe might be coming from one of the skeletons of it. Like, there's this whole, they're trying to tie everything in some weird way.
There was some tied to that. And I don't know if that came from Marvel itself or just speculation from fans trying to tie everything together.
Okay.
I don't know.
And adamantium, Enrique, is what is the strongest
metal
in the world, even stronger than what's vibranium. It's what Wolverine's claws and skeletons are laced with. So that's, but again, maybe you're right, Stevens. I just thought I heard something where I was like, oh, okay, but you wasted like a 3-hour movie for this, like, or whatever. And the Eternals fight the the somethings. And did you watch it?
I know, I forget what they are. I did watch it. I watched it
Okay.
once. Because I
You
was
already forgot about
waiting
it?
to see how it tied into stuff, and it doesn't. There were plans for a sequel, but those are on hold. It hasn't been scrapped completely. Is what I can see here. It doesn't say that it's not in development, but it's not scrapped. So
And
I think
I
I
just
think it didn't do well, so I think they just kind of were like,
Yeah.
oh,
Like,
what are we gonna do
yeah.
here?
Mhm.
Yeah,
they're not in a big hurry to come out with the other one.
yeah.
And I'm stupid. I just remembered the last Marvel thing I watched was Deadpool Wolverine.
Oh yeah, but
Oh but
it's not really the
It doesn't.
same thing.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
know.
I mean, I still attribute that to Fox, right? They
Yeah.
started that. You're like, don't take that, Marvel. You didn't do that. That was Fox. They were brave enough to go there with it, But we'll see now, right? Because Disney's bringing R-rated Deadpool, and Disney's gonna go. And I know Deadpool and Daredevil. I know Deadpool aren't the same, but you got to start going there first and take some chances, right? And we'll see how it goes. I mean, because I would love for an X-Men to be R-rated in the sense of not just gratuitous violence, but this fool has claws for hands. Like, he's not like, what is he gonna do but rip dudes in half? Like, plus the whole aspect of them being different and how people will probably treat them. Like, you can go some real crazy places with it, right? So it'll be interesting though, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But today's top 5, this week's top 5, guys, is something that's near and dear to my heart and my stomach. It is bread, people. Yes.
Carbohydrates.
All right, carbs, baby. The stuff that gives us energy, but also makes us feel like we've eaten too much. That's weird. So, what are your top 5 breads? Who knows where we're going with this? Who knows what's happening? But Stevens, the ladies first, because unlike those dudes that don't like female Marvel movies, we're gentlemen here.
We're gentlemen.
We're gentlemen, Stevens. So, what are your top 5 breads? What do we got going? Number 5.
Man, like this one was actually a challenging list to come up with because I've got like 12 on my list.
12. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what to put where. I knew number 1. That's the only way that was solidified, and everything else kind of moved around a lot. But at my number 5, I'm going to put cornbread.
Stevens, hold on.
Oh, what happened?
Okay. I was gonna say, if you don't have sourdough from West Coast Sourdough on your list, I'm gonna be very disappointed with you.
Hey, no spoilers here, but I did not put that specific type on there, but it is on there.
Yeah, I got you, Stevens. I know where you're at.
So yeah, number 5 though is cornbread, and specific. Like, I like all cornbread, but specifically when it's made in a cast iron skillet. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And like hot, and then
bro.
and you put butter on it, and it just melts into it. Oh, cornbread is so freaking good.
Cornbread's really good. I love cornbread.
That's my number 5. At number 4, I went to muffins. Because blueberry muffins, same. Like a hot out of the oven or like freshly baked blueberry muffin where you put the butter on it and it just melts into it. It's so good. And the blueberries leave.
It was a bad idea doing this when I haven't really ate dinner.
I love it.
We're all gonna go have a piece of bread
after this.
But like the when you tear apart a blueberry muffin, well, if you enjoy them like I do, the blueberry comes out in one part and the other part is like just creviced and the blue purplish part remains. Oh, so good. At number 3, I put the Hawaiian sweet rolls because those things are bomb.
I'm not mad at you.
And any version, like a hamburger bun, hot dog bun. Yep, those made it. Because I can eat those warmed up. I can eat those just out of the bag, whatever.
Yeah.
At number 2,
no taste to it.
I had a hard time with this, but I'm gonna go English muffin because my two choices at restaurants are my number one, and English muffins. For same reason, it's the way the butter melts into them, and they get a little crispy on the parts that stick up. Ugh, those are good. And then my number one is sourdough bread, because sourdough is sourdough. So it's not. I didn't necessarily specify West Coast, but that bread is delicious.
I mean,
like sourdough anywhere is bread. I'm glad you went there and that you're enjoying and that you're validating my choice for sandwiches. Yes. Thank you.
I gave you a hard time when you threw that out as your list, and so I had to go try it, and it is. I understand. I understand why you made it.
It's good. Yeah. So that's my list. They're so good. Dude. And there's a whole bunch of other ones, but those are the 5 that I'm like, okay, that's
yeah.
Dude, Apparent's just local bakery shop, sourdough, fire, bro. Oh my god, dude, so good.
Yep.
All right, Enrique, what are your top 5 breads? What do you got?
At my number 5, I had my King's Hawaiian sweet rolls.
Yeah.
I love, just like you said, Stevens. You can eat them out of the bag. You can warm them up. You can have them for Thanksgiving as a side bread. You can have them with Chili's has amazing sliders with King Hawaiian rolls.
Is that what they use?
Yes.
Man, is that why those are good? I don't think I ever connected that.
Yeah, that's what it is. My dad actually, quick note here. My dad actually worked for this bread company in LA when he first came up from Mexico.
Delivery?
So he worked at the factory, and he used to constantly bring the big circled one, and so we constantly had it in the house growing up, and that's when I fell in love with it. And
awesome.
So it was always a big round, dome looking piece of bread.
It used to be one big ass bread. I remember
that. I don't know when they came out with the rolls. I don't think they had them back at that time.
No.
And then of course now the rolls is just what you get. So anyways, that had to make my list. I love those, and I have history with them. So that was my number 5. My number 4 is a cinnamon bun.
Oh yeah. I didn't really do sweets, but those are good too.
Yeah, cinnamon buns.
Cinnamon bun from though? Where are you a cinnamon bun?
No, honestly, I'd rather stay away from the Cinnabon ones because they're too rich, and they're too much. It makes me feel yucky when I eat them. Get me a nice simple cinnamon bun or cinnamon roll from a donut shop.
Oh, okay.
Just from a donut shop. I love those. The ones
that just Albertson ones. Packs.
Those are good. Yeah, those are good.
Good
so
choice.
That's my number 4. My number 3 is banana, walnut, and pecan loaf.
Oh, I'm mad at you for that, bro.
Banana, walnut, and pecan.
Yeah,
or banana walnut,
or
banana nut bread. Nut bread.
Yeah. Oh, banana nut. Gotcha.
But sometimes don't they put pecans on them?
I think it's just
walnuts. Okay. All right. That's I don't know why I wrote it. I know I wrote it down like that. But anyways, I actually have some right now. We went to the Baker Market this past weekend, and a lady was selling them, and we had to get some. And it's fucking amazing.
There you go.
My number 2 is I gotta get to my pan dulce cuernitos specifically.
Okay.
The cuernitos are my favorite. I mean, all pan dulce is my favorite. If we want to get real here, but if I can only pick one, it's the cuernitos. They just hit the spot, man. They're just perfect. It's just I could eat 10 of them in a sitting if I wanted to not live as long.
Like right? And it has like the sugary top.
Yeah, it has a sugary top of like pretty much sugar throughout it, but it has like the pink part and the yellow part. Those are my favorite as far as pan dulce.
Those are good too.
That's my number 2. My number 1 is churros.
Oh, I didn't even think of that as a bread. Ooh.
Dude, churros from Disneyland specifically, I'm in. I can't go a trip without having at least one, maybe 2, if I'm being naughty that night. I was just there last week, and I was there for 2 days, and I had to. So, there, it's one of those treats for me that even though you can kind of where we live, you can kind of find them, but it's different. It's not the same like as when you're somewhere like like for me, it's just different. If I'm at Disneyland, I have one. It's just you're walking around, you don't feel as guilty because you're burning calories walking around all day. So you almost enjoy it a little bit more. Yeah, it's because it's like I have to refuel.
Yeah, I've walked it off.
I'm being healthy.
I gotta give myself energy. Like what the heck, So I love me a churro. That's my favorite, and churros have been my favorite since I can remember. They've always, awesome. Yeah. So that's my list.
All right. So for me, my top 5 breads. Starting off, I thought this was gonna be a lot easier when I started this thing, and then I got into it, and I'm like, yo, this is a little difficult. My first one, I love this bread. It's just Outback's bread that they give you when you go.
Oh there. Yeah, the rye, like the honey rye or whatever. Yeah,
the rye bread and stuff like that. So I think that's cool. I love that thing. The butter they give you, and then they keep bringing it, which is like my favorite because I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna stop, bro. Just keep bringing that dang rye bread. Like that thing is so good.
That is a good loaf of bread.
My 4 for sure. If you guys remember, if you ever had Enrique when you were younger, pan bimbo was the bread that it was like a Mexican company bread, but it's hard. Not the soft, it wasn't a loaf of bread. It was like already toasted when you bought it. And I love just putting jelly on that thing and like dipping it in milk and stuff like that. I love the hard pan bimbo bread. It has a flavor to it that like nobody else really does have a flavor like that. I don't know what it is about that pan bimbo, but I love it. Pan bimbo now, like I remember that's all they used to sell. Now they have loaves of bread and all this other stuff. I'm like, yeah, get out of here with that bullshit. I just want that hard ass bread. That's like my favorite. Number 3 is a bolillo, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a vehicle of greatness. It's a vehicle of so many good things. By itself, fuck you. Because if I got coffee, I dip that bitch in that coffee. If I got some chocolate, you dip it.
I'm so glad you put it on your list because I should have made my list. I didn't think about it because I can't remember the last time I had a bolillo.
Bro,
it's amazing.
Aren't there?
It's the aircraft of so many beautiful things, bro. It's like it does so much. It's so simple. But like I said, you can go by itself, right? You can do that, right? And then that's fine because you can dip it in stuff and it's amazing. Champurrado, chocolate, whatever. But then you want to fuck around, they cook it with cream cheese and jalapeno inside already. That's fucking fire. Just rip that thing open and you're good. Then it's the perfect thing for your leftovers. When you got beans and you got jamon, you got whatever, slap it and make a torta.
Tortas.
Or if you want to go somewhere and eat a torta, like I've always said, the greatest torta ever known to man is a milanesa torta, which is literally breaded meat inside of bread. Fuck you, dude. Or you want to get real fucking crazy. You want to make a fucking ahogada and you put a bunch of sauce on that bitch and it works. It's just great, bro. Yeah. It's so simple. It's so versatile. It's so fucking good. So bolillo for sure. That one was right there. Then we move into sourdough.
So wait, that was it? Oh.
No. Sourdough's my number 2. Sourdough is so good. God,
it is good,
man. If you ever ask me what bread you want and you don't have sourdough, fuck you, I don't want to eat at this place anymore. Like, how dare you?
Do you guys sourdough, bro? Do you find similarities between sourdough and bolillos?
The flavor
is like, I don't know. It seems like they're the same bread, but sourdough is like for white people, and if we want to be if we want to bring race into it, and then bolillos are for Mexicans. Like, I'm like, doesn't it seem like that?
It's because it's textured the same, huh? I see what you mean because the texture
same color,
is the same.
like even though most bread is the same color, but
no, I get what you're saying though, right?
And it can tend to be crispier on the edges, like on the surface.
It's just a shape thing. I think that's what makes the bolillo so cool, right? It's a pop.
If you made it a loaf,
Like-
it would
like a
be
good-
similar.
Yeah. And you can just
Yeah.
cut that bitch in the middle like that. Oh, just amazing.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued as to where your number one's gonna be.
Oh, bro, the fact that you don't know kind of pisses me off, bro. It's a puerquito.
Oh,
Fuck
puerquitos.
that. Pan dulces, greatest pan dulce of all time, bro. It's a puerquito, dude. Like,
Yeah, I
come
know
on,
this.
bro.
I know
It
this. My
is-
bad.
It is the greatest fucking pan dulce. I fuck that. I feel like a fat ass eating it because it's in the shape of a pig. It's like it tricks you. It's like the bacon of breads. It's like that's how good we are, motherfucker. We're the pig of breads, bro. And it's shaped like one, and it's just fucking great. Like
They don't give a like Mexicans don't give a fuck. They're like, we're gonna make this in the shape of a fucking pig, so you fucking pigs can eat this, and
Yeah,
you're
so
still
you
not gonna
fat
care.
Even, fuck that. Even our fucking loaves are chubby. Fucking the bolillo's fat. Like everything. There's a bread that just has fucking fake butter on it. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
and sugar on top of the butter. And they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, bitch." Like, and you're like, it's so good. But yeah, but puerquitos hands down, my favorite pan dulce ever. I love it. I love it. I love it,
Yeah.
man. And everybody, the worst thing you can do now, fucking among 800 other things that we can do it ourselves, is eat gluten. And I'm like, son of a bitch, fuck you and your gluten intolerance, because I'm gonna keep eating
I
that
know.
bitch till I can, bro. But I will tell you, they're not lying, because when I went to Mexico, my body did not react to that bread the same way it reacted to the bread here. Like in the sense of, bro, I was eating so much, I was fucking fine, bro. Like I was fine. Never felt big, never felt like it was good. But no, it is what it is. I'll keep eating my puerquitos. I don't give a shit, bro. It's my favorite though. But those are our top 5. Sourdough across the way, huh?
I didn't have it on my list.
Eat it.
Oh,
Eat
you
it.
didn't have sourdough.
Oh,
Talked about how
gotcha.
good
Okay.
the taste was.
Stevens, hit us with the honorable mention.
Oh man, like all of them, or just a couple of the ones?
Give us-
bagels.
Okay.
Oh, but yes, good answer.
What kind of bagels?
Stevens.
Like a
Any
bagel is
specific-
bomb. Like it's like a breakfast torta, right? It's same type thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else did I have? I had cinnamon rolls, croissants, biscuits, tortillas,
Croissants are
lemon
good.
loaf, honey wheat, like
English
pumpkin
muffin was my
bread.
number 6, bro.
Pumpkin
English
bread
muffin was
is
my number 6.
bomb.
Pumpkin
Yeah,
bread.
like,
I just thought
There's
of
so many
the
good
red
ones.
the red lobster cheddar
Oh, the
biscuits.
cheddar biscuits.
Dang,
Yeah, cheddar biscuits.
bro. Fire, dude.
Yeah.
Those are so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
call.
I had
I
had a lot.
English muffin was probably my damn man, my 6th man for sure. A
Yeah.
good English muffin is fire. And then the Sun-made raisin cinnamon one.
Yes.
Oh,
You know what I'm
Yes.
talking
that's
about?
it.
Yeah.
You just slap cream
Right.
cheese on that bitch.
Yeah.
Money, bro.
Yes.
Money.
Yes. 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 Those are good.
You don't have to do nothing else. Just toast it and get
Yeah.
that cream cheese on there. It's a wrap, bro. It is so good. God
Yeah.
dang it. That's one of my favorites for sure, too, man. One of my favorites for sure.
Yeah.
But guys, those were our top 5. Oh, what was your honorable mention, Enrique? Well, you said the cheddar biscuits, right?
Yes.
Anything else?
I mean, just if it's a carbohydrate, it's gonna make my honorable mention list. Honestly,
Is there okay? Is there a bread out there you guys don't care for? Like, is there a bread you ever had? Something you tried that you were like, ugh? Zucchini bread, fire.
Zucchini bread's good. I don't like nuts in my bread, so I like banana bread, but I don't like banana nut bread.
see, I'm the opposite. I like nuts. Give me nuts in my mouth. What?
Fire. He didn't even say
Okay.
pause after that, bro. I'm trying to think. I don't think there's ever been a bread I hated. Or not hated,
No.
but I just didn't care for.
I like
No.
bread.
Uh-uh.
I'm trying to think of
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
maybe
Mhm.
like a really grainy, like one of those
Oh.
really grain heavy
Mhm.
breads,
Yeah.
and not that they taste
Mhm.
bad, but like I don't want to have stuff in my teeth
Sunflower
after eating.
seeds. Yeah,
bread.
yeah.
Like
I
that,
don't-
I know
that
it's
would
good
not
for
be-
you, but
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
like cream filled donuts.
oh, fire. Yeah, good call on that. And I don't want to surprise this bitch. Like, just tell me what you got going on the outside. I don't want to bite into you and all of my
I wa-
mouth. Unlike
I
want
you,
a
bitch,
holy
I don't
donut,
want
too.
fucking- yeah.
I only
Yeah.
like
I like holy
I
donuts.
like nuts. I don't like cream. Just give me
I'm not
nuts.
gonna. I'm gonna call it out right here. You know what I don't care for? I think it's fucking overrated as fuck. It's Krispy Kreme. I
Okay.
think they're overrated as fuck,
I
bro.
think
Let me go to the you can say whatever you want. You can say it's racist, but let me go to the Asian homie because that's what
yeah.
it's been. And like 99% of the times in that donut shop, they make a fire ass donut.
Yeah.
Yep.
And their bear
They do.
claw, that's the size of a fucking elephant's foot, is
Like a
fucking
hand.
fire, bro. Like,
Yeah.
fuck that. It's an elephant's foot. Steven, that bitch is big. It's so good though.
They
Like
are really big.
Krispy Kreme with these uniformed ass donuts. Fuck no, I need different shapes and sizes, motherfucker. I want surprises. You know what I mean? And they
Yeah.
do the cream filled there, bro. It's all leaking out the side, like all sucio and shit. Like, ugh.
I do like the original glazed there when they're warm, but their other donuts, I'm not a fan of like their other donuts. I don't know why the glazed ones are okay and then the other ones aren't. Like I'd rather go get my Foster's donuts, you know? My
waffle
place
guy.
on the corner. I know waffles, pancakes.
Waffle, bro. Waffle was
Yeah.
90% of my breakfast choices growing up, dude. Waffle and peanut butter. An egg
Yeah.
and some peanut butter, bro. That's how I ate fucking breakfast almost 90% of the time growing up.
So
Like,
you're a waffle over pancakes?
Well, when I'm talking about waffle, I'm talking about generic, like, right? Like, I'm not talking about like
Eggos.
real waffles, if that makes any sense. I'm talking about
Oh,
Eggos, bro.
okay.
Like Eggos,
Yeah.
I'm talking about Eggos. If I'm going to a restaurant, I'm probably gonna get pancakes for sure. Yeah.
Oh,
If
okay.
we're gonna make it at home, we have a waffle maker, but we make more pancakes than waffles.
Mm-hmm.
We do. Yeah. I mean, it's also a little easier to make, right? Well, not easier, but it's just you just put it in a pot and you're ready to pot.
Less cleanup.
Pan.
Less cleanup.
Yeah, you don't have to fucking do all that griddle shit. Just go, you
Yeah.
know? But yeah, man. All you did was make me hungry, you fuckers. But all
I
right,
know.
guys, that was
I
our
know.
top 5 breads, buns, carbs of not carbs, but our carb slash carbs, because there's a whole other carbs we can get into.
Oh.
But
yeah.
that is our top 5, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sure you had some that we matched up with, but maybe there's other ones we did not think about. So please let us know about that. Hit us up on our Instagrams, our MySpaces, our fucking Facebooks, our Moco Space, all the different shit that we got going on, guys. Hit us up on that. Give us ideas for other topics. But those were our top 5 breads. We'll hit you up next week to talk about some other things and another top 5 list. With that being said, Enrique, say bye.
Adios.
Stevens.
Bye, everybody.
And remember, guys, my name is Ivan. Have a great week. And like always, Wu-Tang, motherfuckers.